Okay, y'all, let's talk about how I made $211.60 today. It was a good day. I haven't had a good day in a while. Recording this for YouTube as well for once because it's been rough. So I went back to training at 8:30. Um, 1 minute, it's my baby. We have the 1 hour for the market maker and draws on liquidity, and then the 15 minute just for shits and giggles at this point. So let's talk about it. Actually, let's do this because the 15 minute I rarely fucking used. Okay, so on the 1 hour, I left my fair value gap indicator here to keep the fair value gaps on because it can inverse like this. Technically, this was a bullish fair value gap and then inversed to go down. This was yesterday. So my first loss was $140 with this trade. I got in right at 8:30 because we were already going down. We got a liquidity sweep, which was the Asian London session, but it wanted to draw up the PM session, which it's funny because I just watched a YouTube video about this. This guy on YouTube, I forgot his name, he talks about how the AM New York session will sweep the PM session highs and lows and then reverse from there. So it would either like reverse here and go up or reverse here and go up. So once we got this liquidity sweep, which tapped into another 1 hour fair value gap, this one was yesterday afternoon. So obviously it was already in here when I got on the charts. I was confident we were going down today, but since this happened like literally a few hours ago, technically in the afternoon, this one was a better one to go off of. So I was confident in getting in again. And then we had London lows here and Asian lows were so close to it that I just took it. Like this is the London low, the pink line, and the Asian was here. I was a little nervous because I got in at this tiny market structure ship. It was so small. It was kind of scary. It's the smallest fair value gap. You can barely see it. I had to mark it because it filled so fast. And it's crazy because I was watching it. This candle made the fair value gap go away. Like it was like not a fair value gap being made. And all of a sudden I see this long wick and I just got in. So I got in a little lower than the fair value gap. It went back into this order block. I marked the order block just for safety. There's a girl on TikTok named Alex, I think. She trades pairs, Forex pairs, like Euro USD, JPB, JPY and stuff. She only trades on order blocks. Sometimes TJR does, which I feel like sometimes it doesn't hit, but you do get a way better risk to reward. Like look at this shit. If you would have got in at the order block, she'd be catching 1 to 14s, 1 to 10s like this. Obviously, it's not gonna hit in the order block every time versus the fair value gap or the breaker. But again, if you're one of the people who don't trade every day, anyways, I was thinking too about I was gonna say if this saw me out. I see why some people wait to get in on these pullbacks. We have market structure shift here and all these fair gap pullbacks, but it didn't even pull back to any of these. It went straight down, which I was glad. I wanted it. These were fair value gaps made before. I finally understand the inverse fair value gap because I feel like there's this guy on TikTok who always he zooms in like this and he's like, how to trade this inverse fair value gap like this, and it makes it seem like every fair value gap you make is just inverse, like the way he words it. He's like, everyone would trade this as a bullish and get in to go up, and this is why the other ones are better. One, his trades are so small, the movements, which is fair. It's a scalp. I tried to scalp. I didn't like the risk reward. It's not my favorite. I was ready to scalp on the silver bullet hour because the silver bullet hour happened right about here. But since I was already in a good trade, I knew where it was going. It kind of tapped me out anyway, like the beginning, like the first 5 minutes of the silver bullet hour. But an inverse fair value gap is valid after it's already been touched. You see what I'm saying? So it respected it a little bit. I didn't expect it to inverse immediately. I expected it to respect it, tap into one of these fair value gaps for a second chance for some people, and then get disrespected. But he be making it seem like, oh, as soon as the fair value gap is made, like this one, it should be disrespected. As soon as it's made, it should be disrespected. Like, no, usually it's respected first one way, and then you got your liquidity sweep, you got your market structure shift, and now this one should be disrespected. And all these are valid until we, make a market structure shift back to the upside. But yeah, it feels good to be back to my old self a little bit for obviously one day. It would have been a nice, almost $350 day if I didn't have that first loss. Went down to 5 lot size. This is obviously a really big stop loss. This one, when I got on this one would have been like $80, which is beautiful. $80 to make 200 is great. So, not that. If you double it, $80 to make, that's not what I want to do either. I want to delete this box. So anyway, y'all see why, you get on earlier. Because sometimes this is the one that just goes straight down. So I was ready to catch it. The drawn liquidity is down here. That's why I targeted the first trade because we were lower, but since we were higher, I didn't need to target all that. I could have got off and let that one run to keep going down because it looks like it is. Looks like this is the fair value gap. What's the retrace to? Not this one. But also this is enough too, because the market moves up and down. This is enough to maybe pull back all the way up here and then go all the way down. So you can be looking for buys right here. You have to trade with the trend all the time. But yeah, this felt really good to make basically 360 on this trade to make up for my loss and have a positive $200 day, even with a smaller lot size. So if this would have been a 15 lot, that would have been what, a $900 gain? We love that. But yeah, so that market maker model does go kind of crazy. It's not going to hit every time. Eventually, we're going to start going back up. I noticed too, so remember I said on the 5 minute and the 1 minute, sometimes it hits just the bottom of the fair value. This is the order block, so I don't even know why I'm calling that fair value gap. When it hits, sometimes it'll hit just the top of the fair value gap and then go up. But I've noticed on like the 15 minute and the 1 hour, it will fully fill a fair value gap or at least go to premium. So I think we're gonna at least get to here before we show signs of keep going up. Or we could, keep going down. There's a lot of liquidity because we've been running up for months now, resting down here. So we could pull back for like a month or two if we want to keep going higher on the overall monthly, yearly time of SPX or SPY, S&P 500, whatever you call it. It is the S&P 500. That's what it is. These are just the futures. SPX is the Forex version. SPY is the stock version. But yeah. It was a good day, y'all.